An update now to a story we brought you over the summer out of California. The attorney representing the family of late LAPD officer Houston Tipping, who died in what the department calls a training exercise accident, now claiming one of the officers involved in that training exercise may have had motive to hurt Tipping. Corrine Winter with our Los Angeles affiliate KTLA explains why this accidental death may have been anything but.
This officer's family said they want justice in his death. They believe he was intentionally targeted by others within the department. Allegations of a massive LAPD cover-up.
We have uncovered evidence that Houston Tipping may have been harmed and later died as a result of retaliation as a whistleblower.
Bradley Gage, the attorney representing the family of 32-year-old LAPD officer Houston Tipping, alleges that his death back on May 26th was no accident during a training session at the police academy. Tipping was reportedly practicing a bear hug grappling exercise with another officer when he fell down while holding that officer in the maneuver. Gage alleges he was targeted since Tipping was about to reveal startling new details on 4 officers within the department who he was investigating for possible gang rape.
Previously, the department tried to claim that Officer Tipping had no head injuries, but CT scans and photographs reveal that he did.
Gage claims at least one of the officers was present when Tipping sustained a fatal spinal cord injury while training. The coroner's report revealed his death was accidental, but Tipping's family believes he was killed. He was a 5-year veteran on the department. Tipping's mother alleges he was repeatedly struck in the head with so much force that he bled.
I have absolutely zero information about these reckless allegations. I believe they're without foundation, but we'll look into the allegations that this attorney has made.
Chief Moore said that these allegations are without merit.
Chief Moore first said that the allegations of a head injury were without merit, but then I showed photographs of a head injury. I showed CT scans of the staples. So the fact that he disagrees with me now is not surprising.
Gage also questions why there was no security footage recorded on the day of the training. The family's attorney is hoping that the DA's office launches a full investigation into the matter and possibly file murder charges against those responsible.
All right, Corrine, thank you for that. Joining us now to talk more about the case is Brad Gage, attorney for Houston Tipping's family. Brad, thanks so much for giving us some of your time. You know, you've said you have this documentation, witness evidence. What else can you tell us about that? When will it be made public?
Well, some of this has already been made public. We filed a governmental claim on October 3rd. That governmental claim alleges whistleblower retaliation. That whistleblower retaliation is based on the fact that we understand Officer Tipping was investigating allegations of criminal misconduct. That is supported by a police report that was written by him that I am in possession of. It's also corroborated by the alleged victim, who has provided us with confirmation of those claims.
Is LAPD cooperating with you?
Not at all.
Well, we know that Officer Tipping's mother, filed this wrongful death lawsuit against LAPD earlier this year. Did you or did she know at that time about the details that you revealed in that press conference earlier this week?
When we filed the initial claim back in June, we knew from the types of injuries, the magnitude of harm to the head, the neck, the ribs, and the liver, that seemed to be an intentional act. The LAPD was claiming that it was negligent, but those kinds of injuries do not indicate there was negligence. After we filed that claim and it was reported in the media, a victim contacted me to indicate that she had this information about being raped and having reported it to Officer Tipping. I found that hard to believe initially, so I did research. From the research, I was able to obtain a copy of the incident report. That report indicates that there is also a larger police report. I requested the reports from the LAPD, and they would not provide those. But we do know that it exists.
So, Brad, is there anything else you can tell us about these accusations against these officers that Officer Tipping was allegedly investigating?
We just know that there appears to be a connection between the investigation and Officer Tipping's death. and it's my opinion that they're related. And now we would like the district attorney's office to investigate these claims as well. It's not the first time an LAPD officer has been accused of criminal wrongdoing, and sadly, it probably won't be the last.
You know, Brad, before we let you go, let's talk about the autopsy. Why do you believe that autopsy report from the county coroner is incorrect?
Because that autopsy report claims that the injuries to the ribs came from a Lucas device, which is a mechanical CPR machine. But we understand that that mechanical machine was never deployed, never turned on, so it obviously could not have broken the ribs. Second, even if the ribs were broken, that's on the opposite side of where the liver was, as we understand it. So that report claiming that liver was damaged from the ribs doesn't make sense.
Yeah, certainly some interesting details there. Brad Gage, thank you so much for your time, sir. We'll check back in with you at some point.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.